Hey everyone, Professor Oats here with some Pokken Tournament. I do play this game sometimes. Suicune is a pretty straightforward character with powerful space control, and he's my main, and the subject of this video. While Suicune's more damaging combos are listed on Pokken Arena, great resource by the way, link is in the description. The video references are, the last time I checked, a bit scattered. So, without further delay, Suicune combos. Actually, I lied, there is further delay. Some info about Pokken's dual phase combos. There is a point system, and each move has a value. Once the points add up past the limit, which is 12, boom, phase change. So, Suicune's game is a lot of water, green beam, different water, and when you land a combo, they might be halfway towards a phase shift. So it's up to you to know when to cut your combos short. Here are Suicune's phase shift point values. The notation with the numbers is like a phone. 5 is no direction, 9 is diagonal up, 2 is straight down, etc. 5YY if you let it finish, 7 points, 2 from the last hit's a jab, and 5 from the beam. 5YX, 3 points, all 3 points are from the drill part. 6YY, 4 points, I call it the donkey kick. 8Y, 3 points. 4Y, 3 points, I call it the bunny hop. Jumping Y, 0 points. 5X, 4 points. 6X, 4 points. 8X, 5 points, I call it the washing machine. 2X, 3 points. Jumping X, 0 points. 5A, the green beam, 5 points. 7, 8, 9A, no matter what direction, it's still 5 points. 6A, 5 points. Jumping A, Blizzard, 5 points. 4A, Mirror Coat, 5 points. Icy Wind, Hell Day, 0 points. As you're about to see, there are 3 levels of charge to Icy Wind. All do 0 points, but they become safer on shield, do more damage, and combo better. Still, it takes forever to charge to level 3. In burst mode, you get the level 3 tornado all the time, but we'll talk about that later. Counterattack, 3 points, and another 3 for the second hit. And I missed 2A, but that's also 0 points. But let's say this is your first big hit. Now your primary combo starter will be 6YY. It launches them up, and has a ton of different things to follow up with. You can prefix this with Jumping X or 1A, and it doesn't add any points. But depending on how you start it, due to scaling, the most damaging combo changes. Off raw 6YY, you follow with YYY and either 8 or 9A before the third jab finishes, like so, and then finish with the same thing again. It does 196 damage. You use 9A against small light characters, otherwise you have to change your timing. You'll see the second jab barely clip Pikachu here, and it misses the next time. And for large fat characters you use 8A because otherwise they hit the ground too fast. 8A launches higher than 9A. You get it. Off a Jumping X, the scaling is weird, so if you do the previously optimal combo, 2 sets of jab to green beam, it does 191. Instead, you'll want to use Jumping X into 6YY, 4Y, 6YY, and end with jabs into green beam. It does 203 damage. Don't ask me why. Scaling. Off 1A, the ice, you can do the combo with 2 sets of jab into green beam. It does 206 damage or 216 damage, depending on how much of the ice hits. If you don't have all your points left, you can do 6YY into 8YY for 185 damage. And if you've used up 5 or more points already, that won't work, as you're about to see. In that case, you do 6YY, jabs into green beam, and that's 176 damage, so nothing to scoff at. If you land 6YY and they hit a wall, you can go into 9X, the washing machine, and finish with either 4Y or 2X. Both do 254 damage, so it's up to you. Next is 5 and 6X, the water pillars, which don't start a combo normally, but as an anti-air, they do. You can see. Off a very close hit, you can go into the jabs and green beam twice, for an excellent 214 damage. If you're not so close, you can go into 8A twice for an easy, reliable 176 damage. Also works up close, so it's very dependable. You can also convert off the water with a 6YY into 8YY. Does 179 damage. Unless you miss part of the 6Y. Scaling is bizarre. As you see, I miss a hit here and do 38 more damage. You do the exact same conversions when you land the water pillar as a crit. Then, however, it will also convert fully on the ground. Oh, and a quick note. When converting the crit from further away on the ground, do a second pillar into 9A instead of going right into the beams. Otherwise, they're too low. Next, anti-airs with your other moves. These are pretty simple since they almost always end the same way. Off 4Y, the bunny hop, do jabs into green beam twice, 178 damage. Off 8Y, the headbutt, do jabs into green beam twice, for 196 damage. Off your 5Y, the jabs, if by some miracle you land that as an anti-air, juggle with green beam, and you guessed it, do jabs into green beam 2 more times. It does 240 damage. Off any of the anti-air green beams, if you land it close, well, you already know. Does 245 damage. That's a lot. If you land the green beam on a far away target, just do 8A twice and enjoy your easy 192 damage. You also get a combo if you land the bunny hop 4Y as a crit. Against a grounded opponent, you only get 2x for 140 damage, and you don't get enough time to set up a meaty hail. But it's something. Next, we have the wonderful world of walls. I covered 6YY already, but you get some fun new combo starters should you get your opponent near the side of the stage. If you're really close to them, you can 2x or YX on larger Pokemon, mash 5x, and quickly 8Y9A. Both do an absurd 281 damage. Off a dive kick, do the same thing. Also 281 damage. If you're not directly next to them, a much easier combo is 2x, 5 or 6x depending on the distance, and another 2x. It does 224 damage. Starting with YX, you get 229. You can even follow up Blizzard on walls, and it does the same follow-up, 5 or 6x into 2x, and it does a massive 304 damage. Thanks, walls. You can even follow up Icy Wind or Hydro Pump on the wall if the spacing is right. Just mash that 6x. Does 146 or 287 damage respectively. Off a very close Hydro Pump, you can do 8YY and combo another Hydro Pump. That's 303 damage, but I feel there's no reason to throw out such an unsafe slow move so close. So, whatever. And then there's counter. Should you counter near a wall, and end it with a second upward hit, just 8Y9A, and you get 214 to 234 damage, depending on how charged the counter attack was. Now, the final section of this video will be on Synergy mode. Most of the combos and starters are the same, except more damaging, with 2 exceptions. First, the Tornado, held A, will juggle as if it was fully charged, which takes forever to charge out of Synergy mode, to the point where it's not going to happen. If you land it up close, you go into your 5Y and do a satisfying 3 sets of jab into Green Beam. For whatever reason, end your 3rd set of jabs after the 2nd hit or the phase changes early. Those 0-point moves have small fractions, it seems. If you land it from a bit further away, go from the Tornado into 6x, 8A, 8A, for 232 damage. Also works reliably up close, so you can do this all the time. If you land it very far away, you can 6A for 184 damage, or 5A for 128 damage. And last, but certainly not least, Blizzard becomes a combo starter without the wall. There's some flashy stuff, but the optimal follow-up is much easier. After jumping A, jump again and do a quick dive kick with X, then 6YY, and YYY. Let it finish the third hit before doing 9A. 237 damage. And there you have it. That was basically every Suicune combo you'll ever land in a match. There are a few more situational combos on the Pokken Arena boards, which you are free to check out. This video went on long enough though. If you like what you saw, please comment, like, subscribe, the works. When I put out a video, I'll try to make it worth your while. I'll be experimenting with Suicune's assist combos in the future, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.